Welcome back to the channel. Quick video on Essential Metals, who I rate as not to buy now, but to keep in your mind if there's a crash in lithium, or because this rising rates, people have less money to spend on beer. I mean, the guy who's serving the beer doesn't have a job, so he's spending less money. You get the point. Rates go up, stocks go down, people spend less, the earnings go less, people spend less on buying a new car. You get the point. People's shares go down, so they're like, oh, I'm not going to spend money because I'm not making 10 grand on my shares, and now I'm losing 10 grand. Anyway, you get the point. So keep this one in mind if there's something like that happens and you can get it at a pretty good price. So basically, there could be a near-term producer, meaning they'll get into production by about 2025, meaning they'll ride the lithium wave up to 2030, because people are going to be paying 2 grand for lithium for spodumene concentrate until 2030, or that's what they predict anyway. 2 to 3 grand. People are selling for 7 grand. So let's see some rough figures. You buy Essential Metals, you get that 100 million ton mine, and you can do 100k or 200k in spodumene concentrate each year. So buy it now for 112 million market cap. So hopefully when everything crashes, you might get this for 40, which make this a really good deal, considering it is pretty likely you'll get into production. I'd give it about a 60% chance, 70% chance. So you have to spend about $200 million capex to build the mine. Sorry, did I say they've got 10 million in cash? 200 to build the mine because they're quite far away from the capital city. CXO and the ASX, they need to spend like $100 million because they're near Darwin, meaning people don't have to travel very far to get to the site, build the jobs. Trucks don't have to drive very far. People don't have to pay accommodation. You get the point. If you're not near a capital city, you're going to be paying a lot more, double if not triple. So that's just the estimate in the capex, and a brief overview of what to look at a company that if you're buying near a city, a lot better. Other stocks near a city, near people, RNU on the ASX, great stock because the capex was small, near a city, near existing infrastructure. Okay, so you buy this off your mate now for 112, but you actually just want to wait till your mate gets scared, sells his stock, and you get $40 million. So they do 100,000 tons per annum at 2,000 profit because people are willing to pay that now to get lithium in their cars, and you get $200 million a year. So you buy it off him for 112, get $10 million cash, have to raise more money, therefore dilute your shares to get the $200 million to build the mine, and then you might get $200 million a year, so you can pay that capex off. You can pay your friend back if you had loan money for that after the next year after. But that seems a bit good, so you might want to say, oh, I'll probably only make $150 million a year. And then you got other costs anyway that don't come into, there's other costs that's just not all profit, taxes, etc. So if you do 100,000 tons, maybe it's really bad and you only get 100 million a year. Could be a bit longer, but still a decent investment. Not to mention there's risks. Maybe they don't get into production because there's other ways. I don't know. Anyway, this looks like CXO at the moment, ASX. You'll be shipping spodumene for the end of the year. They're going to be doing under 200,000, but I just put that for a round figure. $2,000 profit, $400 million a year. That's why CXO might be valued right now at 1.92, because with that money, that 400 million, they could be drilling more and making more and getting more streamlined, meaning they're going to have a lower capex, going downstream, perhaps a bit high, and if lithium crashes, so too will this crash. But you want to try and make it cross all your T's and your Y's, or whatever that saying is, so you have the best chance of making money. So play it safe. So lithium's quite expensive now. Average price for your car for the lithium, rough figure, $7,000. Graphite, about $1,000 per car. So graphite has got room to move, and if we see graphite shortfall, could easily go to 3,000. Why not? You want a Tesla? Just give me an extra 2 grand for the graphite. You get the point. So graphite could be an extra rise. So if you look at CXO, when they were down here, they were getting out of the ground for 500, selling it for 1,000, making $500 a ton. So those figures were just pretty average. Now they're selling for 2,000. Everyone wants a piece of them. So if you can find the right graphite company, I've got a few videos on graphite, then you could be onto something. Although, I will say graphite, lithium, this is like super rare. Gold, this is that oxygen and silicon, like really abundant. Lithium, not super abundant, that's why it's probably expensive right now and in demand. Although graphite, which is carbon, might not follow the same path as lithium, although it could if there's a real rush there. We're going into Chinese winter, which means China can't spend money. I mean, don't have enough electricity to go around because they want to heat the homes, etc. So they say, oh, you can't process your graphite now. You don't have enough electricity. So that's what happens in the winter in China. So I'm not saying graphite will go that way, but I'm saying it might. It's doors like the graphite might say, mate, I want more for my graphite, or you're not going to get it. It's supply and demand. Supply and demand. So what should I say now? Although there's a lot of graphite companies going around for very cheap, so check out my videos on graphite. So this is that ESS for your $112 million. You get 10 million cash, and you get this resource here, which is pretty good. Greenbush is 2%, so think they had to do half as much digging to get it out. Another company that's got high grades or just found surface samples was WR1 ASX. Winsome, 50 million. These guys are probably better buy than Essential Metals. I'm maybe a bit biased there, but actually, yeah, probably are. So soon they'll have a resource, and they're only 50 million, which means way better deal than them. Hydroelectricity. They just found like some pretty high grade samples, like 5% samples, so they might have higher grade than them. So one to look for. I give it a better buy rating than Essential Metals. Personal opinion. So where should we go from here? So that Mount Marmion, I think Mineral Resource owns that. You get the point. So they're in there. I give it a decent buy. GL1, they think they're better than GL1. GL1's more expensive, but GL1's better. I'm probably biased on that too. GL1 has two things, and they'll be growing that 10 million tons. They're also closer to China, which is probably where you'll sell the spodumene concentrate. They've done more deals, so more room for growth maybe with Essential Metals, but my gut feeling is GL1 is just better. And Winsome. But if they offered me this company at $30 million, I'd say, okay, 30 million, I'll take it. With 10 million cash. But if that happens, then my beloved GL1 probably will also fall down in price. That's the time you buy more, or you just hold and wait. So, alright buy. Lithium stocks in general, all pretty pricey, probably for good reason. They'll probably go up if they get into production. So who knows, this will become a $800 million company, which means you might get a return. Take in mind you have to dilute the share price to get into production. So it could be $800 million company, but the share price might only rise two times or something. Who knows? That's dilution, that's CapEx for you. So CapEx is a big part of getting X's on your money. Okay, so that's it for this crappy video. Hope you enjoyed. Essential Metals, decent companies to look out for, especially if they offer it to you for $40 million. So this could happen with all the rate rises coming up. Just know that you can buy TSXV GEM on the ASX. No, not on the ASX, sorry. TXV for 3.4 million. High grade graphite resource. 2 million in cash. They're drilling it out. And who knows, if there's, this is the thing that could actually be a 50x, like a CXO. If graphite gets into high demand, they keep drilling, keep finding it, and you buy now when it's low, and then even this little peak here, that's a 10x right there. Just they weren't even going to get near production. They're still drilling, but graphite went up. People went, woo, I love it, and that's what happens. So it's a 10x right there. That's why I think this company, if you research it yourself, high grade graphite resource, 2 million cash to just bit more drilling, do the feasibility study, get out of the ground, and they'll use hydroelectricity. They're in Quebec, so this could really be an easy 10x if graphite is to get in demand. They do more drilling, people get hyped about it. Probably after the next few years, as rates are rising, we might go through some dull years, 23, 24. Oh, graphite's in demand, people are buying EVs. No one gave the money to build the mine, so we didn't get enough graphite. This thing could, go to $1. That could make you super rich. 20x right there. So keep in mind this stock, Green Battery Minerals Inc. Also, Mason Graphite. They actually have a massive resource. They've done the drilling, they've done this feasibility study, they're just waiting for the graphite demand to kick in, and Nouveau Monde Graphite has bought into them. So they're doing a deal with Nouveau Monde Graphite. So bigger stock. So just keep in mind, do your research on graphite stocks, because they're the ones that could go very well once the shortfall kicks in. So it's a very bad video, but if you like and subscribe, I promise I'll make my videos better as soon as I get a few dollars for each video. It might make me enthusiastic. Okay, so see you later. Sorry about the bad video, but they might get better in the future. Keyword might.